Rolling mills are one of the most desired tools in the studio. Hi, I'm Muir. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Agile Elite from Durston. Rolling mills are desired whether you are rolling down your own stock, whether it be sheet or wire, or maybe you want to add some texture to your pieces before you do all of your fabrication steps. Well, a good rolling mill is going to be worth its money. There are always three tools that I say that you should spend your money right the first time, and the rolling mill would be the top of that list. The other two would be a flex shaft as well as a disc cutter. If you spend your money right on the right tool, you will only buy it one time and it will last for decades and maybe even generations. And Durston rolling mills would be one of those tools. So what's different about this rolling mill from the Agile series or the DRM series that they already have? Well, let's jump in and take a look at some of these differences. One of the first things that you'll notice on this is the color change. The silver color has been a Durston standard for decades, and this time they've changed it up to a copper powder coating just to give it that little different look. The rolls have been heat treated and hardened for a superior finish as you roll your material through. The Agile Elite 110 models have a 4:1 gear ratio, whereas the Elite 140s have a 5:1 gear ratio. That is going to indicate how many times you need to turn this handle in order for you to get one full revolution of your rollers. The higher your gear ratio, the easier it is for you to move your metal through that rolling mill. The top features an adjustable T-bar versus the round wheel on the DRM models. The adjustable T-bar allows for easy and precise adjustments. It's also adjustable. You can slide this from side to side. I find that if I slide the T-bar to one side, it makes it very easy for me to turn the handle at the top, and I have a much faster movement in opening and closing my rolls. One new option that they've added here is a rear catch tray. This is finished white for easy visibility, and it makes it super easy for you to catch your pieces on the flip side. No more trying to guess where your piece went to after it went through the mill. The ergonomic handle is designed for comfort and ease of use. Your fingers sit just right on it as it rolls around. On the C140, the roller width is 140 millimeters, 50 of which is dedicated to 11 different slots on the main roller for square wire grooves. Then the other 90% is left for your flat. That larger flat area allows you to really use larger pieces such as pattern plates, texturing, papers, and more. Now this next option is where our Agile Elite is going to differ from the original Agile mills. It has an extension roller, which has typically been dedicated just to the DRM models. Now not only do we have an extension roller installed on this, which features different grooves for half round wire profiles, but it comes with an additional 4 extension rollers with different profiles, everything from D-shaped to comfort fit. They've made this suite of tools even sweeter by adding in some additional things. They've included extra circlip rings, and that's going to be what holds those extension rollers into place. Now, in order for you to remove those, you need a particular pair of pliers, and they've included those also. They've also included one of their more popular pattern plates for you to try out, and you can check their website for even more options on those. Now, in order to keep debris and dirt off of your rollers while not in use, they've also included a heavy-duty cover to keep everything nice and clean. You can store in the front pocket your circlips, the pliers, your pattern plates, and more. The Agile 140 is going to have an opening of 6 millimeters. The Agile 110 is going to have an opening of 5.5 millimeters. Installing the turning handle is very easy. Just line up that keyway and insert the handle. Use the included hex wrench to tighten up the set screw. When these mills are shipped, all of the rollers are covered in a grease to help prevent rust. This will need to be removed before you start to use it. I like to use a little bit of denatured alcohol, but you can also use rubbing alcohol or methylated spirits. Simply apply it to a paper towel, and while your mill is rolling, just wipe off any of the excess grease. When it comes to the wire grooves, you are going to need to work into each one of the grooves individually. Once you're finished removing all of the shipping grease, you'll want to apply some kind of an oil barrier. I like to use just a regular machine oil or a 3-in-1. One of the easier ways for me to maintain my mill after removing the grease, as well as after almost every use, I like to take a wooden wooden dowel and wrap a paper towel around it. Then I'll feed the end of the paper towel in through the mill. While turning the rollers, I will apply the oil, and the paper towel will help distribute that evenly across the mill. Once again, I'm going to have to pay attention to the grooves on the rollers. To swap out the extension rollers, you're going to remove the circlip that holds the roller into place. Use the included pair of circlip pliers. Insert the 2 pins on the end of the circlip pliers into the holes of the circlip. Open it by squeezing the pliers carefully and slide it off of the shaft. Then you can remove one extension roller and replace it with another, and then once more replace that circlip with those pliers. As these are precision machined components, the fitting of the extension rollers can be tight, so please align them carefully. If you happen to find any burrs or it's just not going to go on, you can use a little bit of emery paper to remove any surface burrs. Now you do need to be careful. The circlips themselves can get deformed if they're open too wide, so just take care when you are opening these and open them only as far as needed. Now, one of the things I really like about what Durston has done is they have put together a fairly comprehensive manual on how to do some of the things. And they have a photo tutorial on how to grease and which items need to be greased on this mill. A lot of people do not realize that a lot of these gears need to be re-greased from time to time. And this is a maintenance item that is very important that rarely happens. So make sure you take a little bit of time and check out the video that I have coming up later on that very topic. In addition to that, they have a lot of different ideas and suggestions of different items that you can roll print with and how to do it effectively and efficiently. You can also check a number of my other videos that have that information already. So if you've been looking at buying a rolling mill, this particular one is a step up. I really like that it has the benefits of both the DRM as well as the Agile models that currently exist. I like the new options that they've been offering with this particular model. Different wire profiles is something that we as jewelers in the industry have been asking for years. It didn't seem like it would be all that big of a deal to swap them out. However, the cost of creating those extension rollers has been prohibitive until now, and I love that we finally have that option on this particular mill. So if you guys have been looking for one, I highly suggest you look at this one. So if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below in the comment section, and I'll answer those as soon as I can. You all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next video.